open the stream on like 5 different devices so we can get many viewers. I'm waiting for it to say that it's live on my account. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, our voices are like heard.
Even mine?
Hang on, there's a delay.
Stabilize.
Wait, I don't think so. Wait, can you like say a sentence?
Order guide.
Hello? Can I be heard?
Wait, I don't think so. No,
Oh,
your voice
okay.
isn't heard.
So maybe I need to add my own mic separate.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Okay.
Shut up!
Gather.
I did like an entire stream where I didn't realize that my mic wasn't part of the audio.
Oh no.
So I know how you feel. When we recorded our Minecraft Ender Dragon fight, that was my issue.
Beg for mercy.
It made me feel very valuable about the,
More speed.
I don't know, the presence I give in the stream. Because there was so much silence in places where I was talking.
Gather.
One with nature. Crush.
Wait, so are we gonna do the countdown still?
Do you still want it? we're
I
still
don't
on
mind.
we're still on the thing. Okay, let's
We're still
count
looking
down
for
to
other people to.
Okay, let's count down to what time?
Is Gabby awake? She's supposed to join. Hang on, helping them.
I've just switched to the countdown screen anyway.
It's so cool.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. Is there audio still heard?
No.
Whoa, you're so danced. It's so pretty.
Wait, it's like 7 there, right?
Where?
Gabby. For Gabby?
Yeah. 8.
8?
Let's come up with a loose agenda. Just kidding. Wait, I'm trying to think about what to talk about. Maybe this should have been the priority, but that's okay.
That's okay. We
Um,
just wanted to stream and have fun.
yes, just for vibes. We'll do a more we'll do an extra big stream later on with like a giveaway or something.
Do you see the countdown?
Oh yes, I see it now. Whoa, that's so cool. How long do people usually put up the stream starting soon banner?
I'm not
Like,
sure.
so I'll adjust the quality of my stream. Maybe that will make it a bit smoother. For ADP Genshin. It's like smooth on my end, but I don't think it's smooth when I stream on Discord either, which sucks. So hopefully that helps. Or you can play around with the bitrate also, maybe? I don't know.
The bitrate. I know what that is. I just know that our Discord is automatically set to 1080p, right?
Yes, but you can lower it now. I have to do the stream settings, stream quality thing though while I'm already live. You can't select like 480 before
Mm.
you're in the screen before you go live. That makes sense.
Wait, the delay on my mobile is so much. It's still
Yeah.
at 642.
Wait, what is it now? In
On my laptop,
the
it's 615.
Oh my gosh, I'm close to 642. Yeah, it's usually more delay on my phone than on like my iPad or laptop. And I think I had to refresh now. Then it got caught up with it.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, it got cut up.
Nice.
Under the umbrella, or you'll get soaked. You can't risk catching a cold, because it might turn into something more serious. And if that happens, well, I can't go avenging my clan by picking on the sick now, can I?
Wait, how did you link to a voice channel?
I had to copy the ID of the voice channel and then do the hashtag link
Oh,
with the I forgot what you call the triangle thingy. Help.
triangle.
I forgot what you call the HTML closing opening tag thing.
Shudder!
The one on the comma and the period.
Oh, the
What do you call
like
those?
less than and greater
Yes,
than. Is there like another name that sounds weird to
Into the
say, just
wind.
like that?
exactly. I don't know. That's why I'm struggling.
The wind knows.
That's not the Hillier
Time
Trail
to go.
Power.
Gather.
Beg for mercy.
The 480p.
Is it that? The 480p stream?
Yeah.
Wait, really? Oh shit, it's so... Okay, wait. I'll upgrade it. But is it smoother? Because like it's when I was watching this stream, it was like pretty lag.
At 1080p it was lag, yeah. But now it's
Okay.
like it is like smoother, but it is very pixelated. Let's
Okay,
see what
where do I
it's like.
go?
Let's try 720. Yeah, 720. Okay.
I have switched.
Let's see the movement. Oh, okay, it's still pretty
Time to
lag,
scout.
but
Fuck! Why is it like that? Wait, I'm trying to look at it while I play properly. Oh my god, I wish Genshin was available on Mac. I would not have these struggles.
it's not.
Okay, it keeps pausing my stream while I check. While I try to preview it. It's annoying.
Should we extend the countdown?
Should we?
Are they awake? Moira was staying up late. It's only been a few hours, right? Oh, you know, it's
Moira's in our time
yeah,
zone.
yeah.
She might be eating dinner or just finished. But I don't know. We played League before this. She said she was gonna work, but she was gonna join though. Okay, it's not super bad.
Stabilize.
I mean,
Wind
or
strider.
it's better than it was before. I think
Yeah.
it might even be better if I just stream on my iPad.
Really? Have you tried doing
I
that?
don't know. No. Well, only for pulling. But I know, I just have a feeling, not I know, that it's gonna be better than my boot camp Windows quality.
Into the wind.
Shudder!
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Maybe I should just like ping the 5 people.
Shadows of fate!
Perhaps that is.
We can do that.
Okay, hang on. I will finish this call.
I can do it.
Oh, okay. There's nothing that needs your immediate
Delve into
attention on
destiny.
the stream setup. I guess we'll just keep an eye out on chat with you.
The wind knows me.
Beg for mercy.
Absolute Squash is in the Twitch chat actually, or like viewing
Really?
the Twitch instead.
Oh. Wait, do they know that we're here? It's like right below the contributors chat.
Do I add Gabby also?
Yeah, go ahead. She usually wakes up early, huh? So she should be up by now.
Add Astra.
Question is, are people that aren't a contributor allowed to join the voice call? Because
Yeah, they can, but they can't speak. We
okay.
banned them from contributing. I guess like the idea is that if we like we all contributors have the ability to join this because obviously we're the ones running stream. But then, if someone decides to like want to pop in and be a part of the voice call, like even someone who just joined the Discord or something, they're welcome to join the stream, and then we'll manually give them the permission to speak, like a yeah impromptu panelist or something. I don't know. We can adjust this as it goes. Hello, Maz. I don't know if they have permission to speak. Okay, yeah. Yes, we have a text chat for those purposes. Yes.
So I'm refreshing my knowledge of visions real quick.
It's okay. It's not like we're presenting ourselves as experts in visions. This will be like super
Yeah, but
casual.
there's just some things I kind of forgot, like the end of the prologue. I kind of forgot the dialogue with Venti, so I need to read that again. Probably.
Ah, yeah. Ending note and so much vision drops from that.
This realm is
I didn't realize that it would be stressful being the one to stream gameplay for these streams.
Oh no.
I think that's like harder than talking about lore.
Oh, don't worry.
Everyone knows how little of Inazuma I've done. It's only mildly embarrassing. Hello, Gray.
if you ever
Teapot's so sad also, but I have to do my daily stuff.
I'll be back. Just give me a second.
Sure. Also, feel free to ignore what I'm doing. It does not have to be connected at all to what we speak about. This is just like background visuals.
It's your farm.
It's my farm. You want to see my prison?
Yes.
My friendship prison? Here, how do I
Sorry, that
get
was
there?
maybe a little too enthusiastic about seeing a prison.
Lisa's not in prison because I care about her.
That's nice.
Wait, where the hell do I go? I've never like physically walked over to the prison. So
Wait, okay, the countdown is ending again. I'm just gonna move to the.
you don't have to show any timer.
Just like stream starting soon.
Wait, people do that. There's not always a countdown, right?
Yeah, that's true. I'll just leave it at 00. It'll start eventually.
Are we gonna like start asking for people to submit questions? Maybe we can link the Curious Cat. If you can add like a text box thingy.
Oh, okay. I'll add a text box.
It's this is the account.
Okay, hi. Okay, hi. Okay, hi. Okay, hi.
Okay.
Welcome back. 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 This is the pit where they live. Where they live. Where they live. Where they live. Where
The pit? The pit?
yes, all the people I'm forming friendship with live together in this pit. I feel like I can make it taller if I tried, but I haven't really tried. Yes. Doesn't everyone have a pit? So stupid. Um, they don't even have like any furniture or anything.
It's the pit.
Yeah, it's literally just a pit. We're all just friends and vibing here.
It's you. Did something happen? There are no ominous, but
There's so many people. Hi, friends.
it's too comfortable. I will
We're
protect.
just
I know that I can never have a
visiting
peaceful
my
and carefree
teapot
life.
bit.
Still, your kindness is
Feel free to ignore what I'm doing. The gameplay is being streamed is just background vibes and does not have to relate to our far more interesting conversations about visions and casing and whatnot. Oh, I put like the good people in the house. That means Hutao and the male wife. Everyone else goes in the pit. Oh, Kazuha's here too. They can live in luxury. The others live in the pit. And for some reason, Lisa's in the farm.
Okay, I put the link on the overlay.
Thank you for putting the link in the overlay.
Wait, do we just wait? It's still on the starting suit. Do we just want to go now?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. And
Kazuha's good. That's why he's in the house. He deserves like shelter. The others can live without one of the fundamental human needs.
oh, and there it is.
Oh, the overlay looks so good.
However, I will be
I'm
changing it
assuming.
for just those speaking because it's overflowing. Sorry, still here. You were saying?
I'm assuming the male wife is a child.
You got it right. Also, we've muted everyone who's not a contributor by default, but if anyone wants to speak, you can just ask us. Then we'll give you the permission to do so. But you might just have to disconnect and reconnect.
Foretelling one's written destiny.
So you're welcome to
Over
join.
embellishing that fate only leads to misconception.
And if any of you like want something read out for this stream, can let us know also. We will be looking at the chat in both Twitch and Discord. If you want to start, we have a question that relates to visions. Maybe this is a good relevant thing, or I don't know if people want to talk about something specific.
Yes, it's part of the tiered um, rewards. You get a shout out if you're a menace of the mansion.
Yeah. Thank you, Muriel, for being here. If you would like to speak, let us know. You're welcome to, as the menace of this call. And if anyone wants to donate to us, please donate on our Patreon. So we don't have to lose money from running the server. I haven't done this yet.
The new enemies, like the new layout and things with Abyss.
Yes, I have not. I'm gonna read the recommended elements for each floor. I'll just do this in the background, by the way. Feel free to ignore me and laugh at me while you guys talk about visions.
Wait, okay, so since you said it in the chat, I don't think it's seen on the Twitch stream, so I'll just read it out. So someone on our Curious Cat asked, can someone receive more than one vision? And is it possible that a harbinger may have a vision and delusion of the same element?
Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry.
Wait, what are you laughing at?
I was worried that the audio just stopped.
Oh.
It was silent.
Billy Child, Billy Child.
Well, I guess I'll start talking about the question. I mean, receiving more than one vision. There isn't anything that says you can't. Based off of what the game seems to be like, you know, everyone so far has only gotten one vision so far that we know of. It just kind of seems like rule, like the unspoken rule is that, no, it's one vision per person. Because, I mean, it's already said that visions are of great power, and even the existence of delusions themselves are, like, really dangerous. And it's kind of implied that just having the power of a vision is already a lot, and maybe having more than just one vision might be too much. And, yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing states in the game that you can't have more than one vision, but I think everyone assumes that you can't. Based off of the rules of how visions work.
There's also that bit about how deactivated visions can only resonate with like one other, and that one other is like emphasized. So I think that also suggests that one person can only really have one vision. Let me try to find the exact line for that. But
I think it was in Ningguang's vision story, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I will share this in the chat. And I'll put it on.
Let me figure out how to pull these references up on the stream.
Oh yeah. So here was right. It's a main story. The exact line is like, as for visions left behind after their users die, they are masterless husks without any elemental power, nor is any method of reawakening them known, save for a tiny chance that it may resonate with another, and only one such other at a time.
Yeah. And yeah, also the whole thing about visions being granted in like the moments of someone's like, someone's ambition, right? If someone's ambition is strong enough, they're granted a vision, which kind of like, means that the vision is specifically for that specific ambition. If there was like another vision to be granted, that would mean that's another goal to go towards, and that's, I mean, I mean, doesn't mean that okay, it's kind of obvious that the vision is made to be there to help the person in question to achieve their goals, their ambition, the vision they're granted, but, not blatantly said, but still, a lot of things about visions isn't very clearly said, so.
We can read out what people are saying in this Discord stream chat too. Okay, I'll read it. Passion is fruit, Tony says. In my opinion, I think it's unlikely to receive more than one, but I think it's possible to hold more than one. Like Kazuha is a case. And in turn, it's totally possible for a Harbinger to have a dilution of the same element, but it's probably unlikely, so it would be more convenient to have a dilution of a different element. And Naz says that I guess it'd be theoretically possible for a Harbinger to have a dilution and vision of the same element, as impractical as it may seem. Specifically, maybe if they got like their vision after they got their dilution. I think those are great points. I wonder if we'll like find a case of someone who received their vision after a dilution. That would be interesting. Well, yeah, that's also a good point. That technically the line seems to suggest more so that any one vision can resonate with one person at a time, not necessarily that one person can have more than one vision. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know, like, I think there's a lot of indirect language that suggests that person can only have, like, one vision, though. Like, there's those vision stories, I guess, like Tronyan's as an example, that questions why he didn't receive, like, cryo instead. And you can also take it as, like, technically he fits both of these goals, desires, so why was he awarded, like, this specific one? Which makes me think that they can probably only also hold one. Also, like, probably gameplay reason, it would be OP if someone had more than one. Okay, I can continue reading. You can also unmute if you would like. Yes, that would be nice. I can't play the game while reading chat at the same time. I have a weakness. Let me give you perms. You
I
may
can
have to
also read it out. I'll
disconnect.
have my phone open because on my laptop I can pretty much only have your game window, or else it'll just pause for some reason on Twitch.
Oh no, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're learning. Thank you.
Okay. Do you want me to read out Ree's whole message? So, okay, I'll just read the whole thing. So Ree said, take this with a grain of salt, but if a person could grant more than one vision, I imagine that Teresa would have given out cryovisions to harbingers with a different vision instead of a delusion. It could be a thing already, we just don't have in-game proof yet. You said you have a question, but it's related to unreleased info. As in, is that like, as in, not officially released?
That's okay. We'll get sued for you.
I have a feeling it's something about 2.1 links.
Okay. And then it continues also, if someone's ambition or main goal did change, do you think their current vision would just die out, or would it weaken or change?
Okay, well, about the main ambition goal changing thing, I mean, we've kind of seen that kind of happen already. And I don't think their vision would just change or die out, because I mean, it does depend on how you view characters that have done something like this, but the examples that come to mind is someone like Diluc and Lisa, because I mean, Diluc is a little bit iffy on this kind of thing, but Lisa's definitely a character who abandoned her original pursuit of knowledge because that was like her goal, right? Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, so that was like her original goal and everything, like to find out about knowledge, and that's why she was granted her vision. Yet, she's abandoned that, or quote marks abandoned that. What I really think is that that's kind of the intended course of vision users, that they will, whatever tribulations they will fight or come across through their journey of their, like, you know, ambitions and whatever. That's like just a part of what's already planned, because I don't remember exactly, I think it's Mona, somewhere in like Mona's stuff, she says something like past, present, and future of vision users are written out in the stars and their constellations already. So that kind of implies that, you know, everything's kind of predetermined, their fates, and that's just kind of part of their struggle, because it makes sense for Lisa, because Lisa's whole thing is that she has to deal with the cost between knowledge and time. I mean, it's not really a specific ambition, that's why I get kind of confused when I think about visions equal, like, basically physical manifestations of ambition, because, I mean, Lisa did want to, but then she abandoned it, and now her entire character arc is about, like, deciding whether or not to truly sacrifice time and humanity for knowledge that she still wants. So it's a little. I still get confused about the whole visions being ambition. So I think is that I don't think they would weaken or anything, or that their visions would like unresonate with somebody if their like path changed, because that's just part of the trajectory. That's what was already intended in the first place. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, on the topic of Lisa, Raleigh said Lisa's ambition seems to change, though stayed roughly the same in nature.
Gather.
Yeah. Well, I feel like ambition is a very, not the wrong term, but it's not the right one either for whatever visions are, because I mean, Yeah, it's so vague, visions in general. Like, if we look at, like, the Traveler's character story,
No time to lose.
because, like, the Traveler's character story thing about visions, I think, the Vision character story, like, there's that, like, quote where it's like, is it wise to allow moments of ambition to dominate one's entire life? Which kind of implies that the ambition that someone talks about, that, like, visions talk about, is, like, in the moment, like, what they're really wanting to do in the moment. Yeah, again, like, if that was the case, if it was just in the moment, and if that moment didn't hold on longer, why wouldn't visions, like, you know, weaken or something? Like, obviously, I'm just thinking that visions and ambition, you know, just like the ambition thing is just a bit bigger than just being ambition only. I mean, I think it's kind of obvious if you really look at the stuff going on, but yeah. I mean, like, losing vision. I mean, yeah, and the examples of, like, Inazuma losing a vision. If someone, like, forcefully took it from you, that's not really part of your own intended path, I guess. That's just someone else interfering. Which also kind of, again, the whole thing what's it called? Predetermined path constellations, which kind of, like, and, like, flicks with that, I guess. Because, you know, if the lives of everybody is already written out, why that would already be, like, part of it, maybe? I don't know. I've been thinking about Mona's voice lines about that, and, like, character stories about that for a long time.
Think you can get away?
Too much.
Brace yourself.
In the case of someone like Diluc, because he purposefully, you know, he willingly abandoned his vision, and he came back to it in time. And it's kind of like, it's just like his, you know, character building up to eventually return back to his vision. And he didn't have any, like, ill effects that someone would have if their vision was taken away, because, you know, it was a choice versus, like, command. Not really command. I forgot the word. Yeah, so, yeah, I think it's just part of Diluc's intended, you know, story trajectory that's already written in, like, constellations and whatever. Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if this question was answered in there, but would a vision be yoinked if someone used it against the gods, Archon Celestia, for malicious intent in general? Like if the vision ownership went to their head. That's us by Passionist Fruit.
Stabilize. Order guide you.
And I mean, I don't think it would really just get yoinked. I think it's just like, no, there's a reason that everyone gets it, and again, if we assume that there's already a predetermined path for everybody who has a, you know, constellation vision thing, everyone's already people are predetermined on whether or not they get visions, assuming, yeah, vision wielders, their past, present, and future are already written out in the stars. I don't think it would just get yoinked. Again, I think that's just like the intended path.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
The intended path of fate, of what Celestia wants fate to be written like. Because I mean, it's not like the vision, it's not like there's anything that says visions can't be used for bad, right? We haven't seen exactly malicious. I mean, we definitely seen some, like, morally good acts with the use of visions, but, in terms of, like, trying to, like, be malicious in general, I think they would still keep their vision, because that is still ambition. It's not like ambitions have morals, right? Like, goals have morals. As for, like, gods and archon... Okay, is it okay to talk about leaks here? Or no? That's the question.
Well, let's try to avoid it for this stream.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, I won't talk any further about that then, because really a confirmed leak either, even, so... But, yeah, I don't think it would just get yoinked. And if it was used against Celestia, like the gods and things, I don't really think it would do too much of a difference. Brain farting. But yeah.
What do people feel about the criteria that was mentioned that each god has for grounding visions? Particularly the criteria thing that Kazuha mentions in the 2.0 prologue.
Wait, one of the abyss floors... Oh, sorry. But one of the abyss floors has the perpetual mechanical array? Or do you mean the, post-ACs? I haven't gone past, like, floor 11 yet, so...
I haven't played this layout, so I'm doing it for the first time. So if you see me mess up, please talk about visions instead.
You got this, Tia. We believe in you.
Okay, Ray asked, if someone were destined to use their vision to rebel against Celestia, why would they be given a vision in the first place?
We haven't seen any examples of that yet. I mean, maybe Albedo, but, like, it's just, like, because of his nature, not particularly he wants to rebel against Celestia. And Kaya, also maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's, like, vague as for what Khaenri'ah's intentions for Kaya are. So, I mean, this is, assuming that, what's the word? Yeah, Celestia themselves are the ones choosing who gets visions, because, and, writing out the constellations, basically, of everybody. So, the people that we do know actively rebelling against Khaenri'ah, or not Khaenri'ah, sorry. The people actively rebelling against Celestia are people who don't seem to have visions. Dainsleif doesn't appear to have a vision. Whatever his vision is, it's like written in some obscure script that no one can read. I know the people here have tried reading it.
A touch of frost.
And for the Abyss sibling, Abyss siblings, you know, powers. It's interesting because another interesting thing I've noticed is that for some reason the main character, you know, you, the traveler, doesn't have their powers when they wake up. They have all their powers gone and whatever, and you have to like pick up powers from each of the statues. When you meet your sibling, you know, the Abyss sibling,
Swift and merciful.
it seems like they have their original powers, or at least they don't seem to be using any powers of Teyvat. They have their old sword and everything too, which either means you know, because we're saying like, oh, you're gonna go on the same journey as I did, as in like, oh, they're repeating the same thing. That means the traveler gets all their stuff back at the end, so I guess they get their sword back at the end, or means that the sustainer decided to just
Midnight phantasmical.
traveler's powers instead of the Abyss siblings' powers. It's more likely that you just regain all your powers at the end. This was just a little tangent. Just thinking about that a little bit.
Eye for an eye. Odds revealed. Shaking hands. Time for takeoff. Here we go.
As a side note,
Shut up.
because I just heard the notif, thank you for the follows. I hope you enjoy the animation care of Still Here.
Follow us on Twitch for more Hilichurl twerking. Wow, Ayo only followed us now. Sorry. Exposed. Oh no.
Solidify. Order guide you.
Okay, well, yeah, about the whole like thing about characters rebelling stuff against, you know, the divine. Besides, you know, the Saritsa doing it herself. Like characters like Mona and Albedo, I guess. Her entire goal, right, is to find the truth of the world and the universe itself, right? Find all the secrets. Which kind of implies with all this whole like revolution things that truth is, you know, bad, and if they find out, they're probably gonna, you know, think of Celestia as bad. It's like Lisa realized kind of, I mean, she doesn't know exactly what's wrong, but she knows something is gonna be wrong. Which is why she gave up in the first place. Which reminds me, Lisa's voice line, her infamous More About Lisa Phi voice line, you know, the one where she talks about the vision. It's kind of, I wouldn't really say mistranslated, but like localized and, okay, yeah, kind of mistranslated. That doesn't have the same vibe it does in the original Chinese. But like the, hold on, let me grab what the, it is. Sorry, hold on. A little bit mistranslated in English because what it like implies something else. That's just the thing. That's the problem. It seems to imply different kind of thing. So if I grab, okay, there we go. One. So what this seems to say here is that one day the power division will turn back on you, like the power it gains will turn back on you, which kind of implies that like every person who, or at least the vibe that I assumed when I first read it, is that every person who has a vision will eventually accumulate stuff and blow up or something kind of thing, or something bad's gonna happen. In the original Chinese, it says what Lisa said. Actually, no, I need to find the translation because a friend translated it for me. So, Okay, so basically,
Time for takeoff.
the translation in Chinese, from Chinese, the original Chinese, is inevitably, one day, the power in this vision will destroy everything. It happens, and you're there. It's nothing. Power in this vision will destroy everything.
Brace yourself.
Sounds a little bit more ominous. I'll copy and paste it into the,
Beg for mercy.
Oh, wait, hold on, let me grab it.
Here we go. Think you can get away?
Elise saying, inevitably one day, the power in this vision, with vision in quote marks, destroy everything, is very suspicious, which kind of implies that it's not really the vision itself that's gonna destroy things or do something bad, it's the power in it, aka power from Celestia. Celestia destroying everything, question mark. Which I think makes it a little bit more clear about what its original intention and things was, I guess, of the line, what it's really trying to imply, I guess. Because I'm gonna be honest,
I condemn you.
as someone who's read through Lisa's lore a whole lot, the way that she describes the things she's concerned about stuff is really confusing and isn't very clear. Not really confusing, but it's just so vague that I can't tell exactly where her trajectory is. Trajectory of her story is. Sometimes. So I kind of made one that I liked and put a ton of evidence for it and was like, I like this way, you know. Like this concept for Lisa's story. Because, I mean, there's just generally, her entire character and things, a lot of things are really vague. So, leads to a lot of interpretation.
I have a question. For the translated one that you sent, do you know if the vision in quotation marks was from... Because I remember before there was like the loading screen quote about Teyvat having its own quote laws. And then someone in our server pointed out how it was more likely that the original Chinese used the... I don't know what you call those, but it's like a different sort of bracket that's mostly for emphasis. Do you know if it came from that?
Yeah, I think so. What the quotation, I assume, is... Yeah, I'll copy and paste the original Chinese here. So, I think you can see the little bracket thing, I think.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
So yeah, I think that's where it comes from.
Time for takeoff.
Marie, would you like to
Rain outline.
Yes, hello. Is still here done?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. I have thoughts about the whole predetermined thing to rebel against Celestia. Although I don't know what Lisa's vision storylines are, or like her backstory, I don't know it to a T, like still here. But it reminded me of one of the posts that Khaenri'ah did share on their Twitter. The implication of visions are horrifying, and this isn't new at all. Let me link it here. So, this isn't confirmed or anything, and this, again, just a personal interpretation of mine, but I agree that vision in quotation marks doesn't mean literal visions, but instead the power within it from Celestia. So, do you think that the Archons or gods that are giving out these visions know that these people will try to rebel against them? But since they do have the power to snatch it away from those people they gave it to, I don't think they see it as a problem. It's more like, I like to think it's like mocking the people who want to rebel against them, because it's like them telling these vision holders that, like, no matter what you do, we still have the ability to take this power away from you. And the effects or the power that takes away, or the effects of like losing your memories, is like very easy for them to do. So everything you could be fighting for is like nothing to them.
Stand back!
You get what I mean?
Crush! Touche!
Oh,
Wait, let me, if I have to, like, reiterate. So it's like, no matter how much you fight, we still have this power over you. You think, wait, you do have that vision, but ultimately that power is from us. You get me? So
it's
what
like,
we gave to you, we could take it away with ease.
yeah, like it's my gift, and I can choose to take it away or not.
Exactly.
Time for takeoff.
So it's not like a threat to them, in a way?
Yeah. Yeah, that's also why, again, I think that's just part of the intended course. Now, only time that, like, you know, Celestia has actively really fought against people is, like, you know, Khaenri'ah. The fall of Khaenri'ah is an example. And I think also Salvindinir, I think I pronounced that terribly, but those two civilizations were destroyed by Celestia. And, you know, the sustainer of heavenly principles was saying, like, the irrigation of mankind ends now, you know, implying that humanity was getting a little too cocky, I guess, and, you know. So, you know, the idea that Khaenri'ah was attacking Celestia, and Celestia attacked back, which is at least the assumption I got, at least.
What you said, yes, it's like a way of controlling people who think they have the capability to overthrow Celestia. Let me quote something from the post I linked. I think that makes it a little clearer, like what I'm trying to say. It says, when a person's ambition reaches a dangerous level, gods forcibly bind that person's ambitions, memories, and personality to an object, allowing the gods to neutralize the bearer at will by simply taking the vision away. So, they see someone trying, like, or planning to rebel against them. I guess the vision's like them already watching that person and like holding
Into the wind.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I think... Oh, from this, I'm just thinking once more. So visions, basically, are like a physical embodiment of someone's goals and ambition things. Oh, manifested physically to, like, be used for... with powers and things. I mean, yeah, it can be taken away and can easily be neutralize the user. Let me look back. I was looking at Venti's like prologue dialogue at the very end of the prologue when he was talking about. I think that's how you pronounce them. Yeah, allergenes. So Venti was saying about like visions and like gnosis, right? Wait, hold on, I'm trying to find where he was saying.
Solidify.
So wait, where did he say? Yeah, he says visions are external magical foci that can only a small minority of people possess. External, right? Oh wait, I'm assuming foci is just plural for focus. I think, right?
Yeah.
The fact that he like points out external versus gnosis being internal is interesting, I think, because I mean, in comparison to what happens to someone losing their vision versus an Archon losing their gnosis, it's really different, right? Archons don't seem to have any differences really in what happens to them when they lose their gnosis. They just kind of like aren't as powerful as they used to be. But they, Archons are usually also gods. Originally were gods before becoming an Archon. So, well, they still have, like, you know, I'm assuming that the Archons that have their Gnosis taken right now are immortal still. This also kind of, when you think about it, a Gnosis isn't tied to any specific...
One with nature.
Like, you know, each of the Archons have their own ideals, but it's not like their Gnosis is tied to that ideal, because each Archon is different. Right? It's like, gets passed down. Or not really passed down, but just ends up getting to someone else. And how exactly it gets to someone else isn't really, you know, explained. Hope it does get explained someday.
More speed.
Seems like each of the gods have a different ideal. Every Archon, I think. Like, of the, I guess, generation of Archons. I mean, you know, Sumeru's previous Archon was I think, right? Everyone's assuming that the God of Woods is the previous Dendro Archon. So the previous Dendro Archon was called the God of Woods, and our new one, the one 500 years old, is called the God of Wisdom. So interesting how those two have completely different titles. I mean, it might be just because, just to differentiate the two of them, you know, so people don't get confused with the previous Dendro Archon versus the current one. It also might imply that the previous Dendro Archon was not about knowledge, but at the same time, Hero Academia existed before the previous Dendro Archon died, so it doesn't really lead to much, gotta be honest. Hero Academia was assumed to still be like a big deal, even before the previous Dendro Archon died. That's what I was thinking. It's definitely interesting that the previous Dendro Archon was called the God of Woods, and... No, I can't talk about leaks. I'm brain farting, sorry. Oh yeah, passion is fruit. About the thing about knowledge and wisdom. Like, okay, well, it seems like throughout a lot of Sumeru's lore that I've seen, because I've also taken interest in Sumeru's lore a bit, sorry, I'm brain farting. Yeah, so knowledge and wisdom seems to be synonymous with each other. Mostly, I mean, most of the time, people usually talk about, in Sumeru, most people talk about, like, knowledge, or not knowledge, wisdom. People talk about wisdom a lot, like, the pursuit of wisdom, this is the cost of the pursuit of wisdom, I must do it for wisdom, blah, 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 but the way that they refer to wisdom just seems to be knowledge. Maybe it's a little more nuanced than that once we get to Sumeru. Maybe it's a bigger concept in of itself once we get to Sumeru, because we've only seen like a surface level of it. So yeah, so pursuit of wisdom really is brought up a lot. It just seems like they're talking about knowledge. I can't remember an exact moment when they talk about knowledge. Maybe it's like, it just seems like they use it in place for knowledge. Because, I mean, knowledge and wisdom are different, but a lot of people in Sumeru talk about it as wisdom. I'm like, let me remember an example. Kosaini, I think I butchered that name, I'm so sorry. From the Energy Amplifier event. He mentions, you know, if you ask him, like, you're still writing on your thesis or something. Yeah, the Diona event, with the Armid Soul Fruit stuff. So, and like in the quest, you know, Mr. Melancholy for the event, because I reread that quest a lot. It mentions like, hold on, let me find the exact thing because it's been a while. Mentions like, oh, like I'm kind of old or something. Like the traveler would be like, oh, you're kind of old and you're still writing your thesis for your bachelor's degree or something, and he's gonna be like, oh, I'm not that old compared to other people. You know, it's pretty common for people to graduate at age 30, you know. He's like, this is, me losing my hair is all part of the cost of wisdom or something. All for the pursuit of wisdom. Consistent theme. The cost of wisdom in Sumeru. And as obviously, it's most obvious in Lisa, but you can see it sprinkled in lots of other areas, like the Scholar artifact set. It's not like it's stated that it's in Sumeru, but based off of the themes in the artifact set, it lines up with Sumeru. And, you know, it's all, you know, the Scholar was researching. Time slipped away, and in the end, the Scholar learned how much time she wasted just so she could try to learn something. Which, again, in line with the Sumeru theme of the costs of wisdom. I'm actually writing a PowerPoint on that, like my Rose PowerPoint, and I've been procrastinating for like the past month. Hopefully I'll finish it someday. Another example that's a little obscure, because I noticed it one time when I was reading. It's in the Customs of Liyue, I think. It's volume 3, the book about soap flowers. Very end, the author is from Sumeru, and the author mentions, like, criticizes his own nation, or their own nation, and is like, you know, Sumeru is full of mad, raving scholars and forests and things. Well, I need to find the exact thing. Just like a very subtle, it's a very short part of the book, but... on. Was it in the... I think no, maybe it wasn't in... Okay, never mind, it was in the second book. It was in the Rite of Dissension chapter, or volume. Like, it's very clearly talks about. Would be interesting to see, because yeah, obviously, yeah, I was saying knowledge and wisdom are obviously different, and I think it would be really interesting if maybe wisdom is some kind of like cultural, much more culturally nuanced concept in Sumeru, and maybe is separate from knowledge. Because I mean, so far from what we've seen, which is very little, well, knowledge and wisdom seem to be synonymous with each other. I would like to see a lot more different things, because, you know, I have my own little theory what the future, you know, the general plot line of Sumeru will be. Being the whole thing about pursuing wisdom and things. Gnosis. Let me see the like when knowledge is mentioned. because I don't see it very often. I should really realize it more about the wisdom and knowledge is used. I really want Smear to come faster too. Because obviously, I would just like. Main reason I want Smear is just some Lisa crumbs. Just a few more Lisa lore crumbs. Just a little bit more, because I'm living off of literally nothing. Scraps. Because the last thing I was trying to figure out with Lisa is trying to find the book that her book is based off of, the cover from her idol animation book, and the only copy around is like a local university library that is not open. It's closed because of COVID, so I can't even continue my research in that, because before that, lots of different things. I just need some Lisa lore.
Time for takeoff. Here we go.
This is order.
Higher, kids on fire.
Solidify.
Yahoo! Think you can get away? Here we go.
We should do like an entire trivial analysis discussion. I feel like there's a lot of ways to read the introductions to each of the later regions. Just as like, I remember before in Azuma, there was a lot of discussion and speculation in the server about what Eternity exactly Baal was trying to preserve. Like obviously the two obvious routes would either be Eternity in the sense of the cyclical nature of Teyvat, or an Eternity that would defy that. And that was really interesting to see. And those contradictions are still at play.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many ways to interpret Travails. I remember having a discussion on the server like back in April regarding what the Khaenri'ah chapter, how you could interpret the lines about the Khaenri'ah chapter. I think, wait, I'm gonna try and find that conversation because I thought it was an interesting one. Oh, it was with Ashika. She was saying basically that back then she was thinking that the first part, the perpetual meantime of a sheltered eternity, makes her think that Khaenri'ah has actually lost to time or frozen within it, implied by existing in this trailer to be a place that we can actually go. So it must not actually have been destroyed as we normally think. It may just be literally lost in the sea of time.
I love you, Ashikai.
And then, and this is what led her to wonder, what if Khaenri'ah is the abyss? And the part that says those who are content to live but not to dream implies that there are people living there. That means there are survivors implied that aren't members of the Abyss Order but may be impacted by some level of corruption as a result of the cataclysm. But they dare not dream. Why? Because their last dream led to the destruction of their nation. Actually, I can make this conversation in stream chat in case you guys want to read it, because it's
Let me
pretty
read you a verse.
lengthy.
Rain outlines your fate.
The Khaenri'ah Lost in Time theory thing, it's probably related to the abyssal time gap and the things about the god of time, and then the speculation about Kaya's
I
line
created another universe
and
and founded paradise.
him being frozen in time and all.
Official, and the
So
princess and
that's
Maybe
there's like some stretching in some areas there, but then I guess that those all connect. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, there's this like other bit of lore and the you know the transient resin that's called from the teapot that you can buy. I remember it mentioning something about like something about time, and I thought of it as very interesting. Reminded me of Lisa because a lot of things remind me of Lisa in this game. Yeah, let me grab the description. Where is the lore? Where's the lore description of transient resin? Somewhere. Hold on. Sorry, let me. I think I have to go with the honey impact. Doesn't seem to be on the wiki. I was looking at the wiki, but it doesn't have it. Like it has its own like little lore bit. This is just explaining how transient resin works, not exactly the lore in it. Sorry, it's taking a while to load.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Okay, I have it. I found it.
Did?
Resin. Yeah. Okay. It says that pure energy that will dissipate with time. In this, it is similar to all else that is lovely in this world, but seize this opportunity and go make the world a slightly better place, as is fitting for one who dwells within the bounds of quotation marks time.
The bounds of time really reminded me of Lisa and her hourglass. Which also, the idea of Khaenri'ah being like outside of time, kind of fits in with this.
My keyboard is not accepting all my input. I promise it's just because I type so fast, not because I type terribly.
It's okay.
Solidify.
Same. The theory that Venti and the Traveler met before was like, that was a really, I think that was like a really old one by Kennelly from, like, based off of Venti's voice lines, and I think that provided like a substantial part of the foundation for the time loop theory. where it was just like this. I forgot what it looked like, but the time of theory that was just where the travelers kept trading places as the Abyss Prince and the Abyssal Princess, right? If I'm remembering that right. But I think it can also mean that they could have possibly met in Khaenri'ah and not necessarily that it was a time loop. Or it's just his voice lines. That's also another possibility.
Amateur mistake.
But there's that line in the 2.0 prologue where Kazuha asked the traveler if they met Baal before, and then it's kind of like implied that they don't remember if they have met before or not. So I think that line, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, may have given some validity to the idea that the traveler has met the Argods before. Let me find the quest that I'm talking about as I boss my Bane with the pyrohypostasis.
It's okay. I hate the pyrohypostasis. I can't kill it. Like there's nothing I can do to get my time like less than or more than 7 minutes. It's so frustrating. I hate that core. I hate the pyrohypostasis. Sorry.
Thank you for making me feel good.
I love you.
I've never
For
fought it also. I fought it like once before I started the stream, so I don't understand the patterns yet. Okay, wait. Where's the line I was talking about? Um,
yeah.
okay. It's in the Crux Clash quest. Did anyone? Oh my gosh, Lushan. Same brain.
Lushan so
Except
fast.
mine doesn't have icon dialogue talking about SVD. I don't know. I kind of read it to suggest that, right? Like, there's some potential
Mhm.
memory loss and chance that they did encounter the
So
Archons.
does this mean the time loop exists or that they met in Khaenri'ah?
Yeah, I mean, Paimon is referring to the god because of the conversation that they had. But then, I mean, the traveler's addressing Kazuha and like asking, "Have you met the?" Well, I think you can read it as like them thinking that it's the same person, but I doubt it because of how different the encounter area was. I don't know. I read it to suggest that they may have encountered some Argons or other gods before, but then the traveler just isn't sure if this is the person who's now known as the Raiden Shogun. And you can think that it's an unknown god, but I doubt it, because obviously the fight takes place in a very specific location, unless they completely forgot like what the area looked like and all. Yeah, but I guess like the weight of that is in the traveler's response, because they could have corrected them. Because I mean, Paimon and the traveler both know the actual context of who she was referring to. Yeah, that's fair. But then I don't know if it's as direct as thinking that one of the seven now are the sustainer that they encountered. But we don't have enough information to really say anything for or against that.
shouldn't let your guard down. Ja, ja.
Think you can bully me?
About the Traveler wanting to go speak to all the Archons. I mean, like, before, the Traveler was like, oh, gods. Life was fighting a god. I think these are the only gods around that I'm gonna go talk to these gods. That was, like, the original plan, right? Then there was a whole, the whole we will be reunited plotline, where, and then also after the reunited plotline, Traveler speaks with, it's Act 2 of Zhongli's story quest. And, at the end, Zhongli's like, sorry, I can't talk about the contract thing. I think it's less about Traveler thinking, oh, it's one of the Archons, but maybe thinking that the Archons could tell them about something. Because, Zhongli's whole thing was really suspicious, right? And so I think the whole thing about, the Traveler saying like, oh, maybe I did meet Ball or something in the past or something. Assuming this is based on the context of Zhongli's story quest, he was, they were really suspicious of Zhongli being like, sorry, I can't talk about it. Which I'm just assuming the Traveler is now under the assumption that the Archons had something to do with Khaenri'ah. Yeah. It's just my 2 cents on that. I've been trying to... Okay, about, like, what Sustainer's role in Celestia is. Well, thinking about Gnosticism, because I read about it, finally, a couple weeks ago. Like, a week or 2 ago, I think. And I was thinking about the role of Celestia and the Sustainer, because we know the Archons are the Archons, and they serve the Demiurge. Can I explain Gnosticism, like, vaguely for anybody who doesn't know? If anyone wants me to explain. I'm assuming people here know the general gist of the way Gnosticism's, like, system, I guess, works.
Brace yourselves.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. No rest for the wicked.
Everybody stand back!
Yeah, so, okay, I'm just gonna continue since no one has asked an explanation about Gnosticism, so, so assuming, the Archons are, in Gnosticism, Archons serve the Demiurge. That's how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. I also go by there's a lot of different names for the Demiurge, I think, but, Demiurge, okay, good, the Demiurge was made by, like, Sophia. Sophia was one of the Aeons of the original god, like, Monad, or the One, from what I've researched. So, you know that the Archons serve Celestia in Genshin, so that would mean Celestia is, like, Demiurge, I assume. Again, if we're assuming that the Sustainer is the embodiment of Celestia, or is Celestia or something, and the Sustainer might be like the demiurge in the equation, but again, if we're considering Gnosticism here, then that must mean that there was basically like the mother of Celestia, and beyond the mother of Celestia, there's like a greater power beyond the mother. It's like original creator, which makes me think about that little character detail about the Traveler. I can see that what I'm talking about is very different from what's going on in the chat.
Here we go.
I was thinking about something, but I forgot my name.
Oz, reveal. Yahoo!
Wait, yeah. So Celestia and like the roles in Celestia, the one little moment in the webtoon. No, it's fine. I'm just saying that what I'm talking about is just different. I just realized, but yeah. So the webtoon. I remember there's like a specific moment in the webtoon in the prologue that Venti, well, where Vanessa asks Venti like, "Can you tell me about Celestia?" And then there's that little like panel where Venti's like, ugh, like he doesn't want to talk about it, and there's like the shadowy figures in the background of the him being like, which kind of implies that there were multiple people maybe involved in whatever happened with Celestia. Oh, which is kind of interesting because I mean, so far we've only ever seen what's it called? Brain is farting.
It seems like, it seems like a lot of the Archons, they really don't, they're afraid, like, they're really, really afraid of Celestia because, like you said, Venti, he looks, like, terrified to talk about Celestia in the webtoon, and then Zhongli, the same thing when the Traveler asks Zhongli in his second story quest, he's like, I can't, like, well, mostly, it was also because part of his contract with Celestia is that he can't talk about what happened to Khaenri'ah, but it also seemed like there was something else there, and, like, the contract was made, so, you know, shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Time for takeoff.
You hope we get more details, because I think I remembered what I was saying before, what I was trying to get, but my brain was farting. Like, so far the embodied, what we know of Celestia, usually, when referred to Celestia, is usually gods, plural. We always see, like, the divine, the, you know, the gods. Not referring to the Archons, just, like, the gods of Celestia, so, it's assuming, you know, multiple gods in charge of Celestia. Question is, what gods are in charge of Celestia? Because, I mean, we see 3 figures in the little Venti panel of the webtoon, and
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Right, like, the only actual known god in Celestia right now is the Sustainer, and we don't even know the Sustainer's exact role, if the Sustainer is, like, the boss of everything, or is, like, maybe the middle. Ascending. I was... why did I get off that page? A lot of tabs open from searching up things.
I think another case of like the plural gods is that item, I think, that talks about how gods descended during the cataclysm. So it's definitely not just like one. But yeah, we only know of the Sustainer so far. We're not sure what her exact role is, but she seems like a direct, like, I don't know, like a direct reference to maintaining the heavenly principles or Tianyi or whatever, which is used in the opening cutscene and also in different areas of the Traveler story, I think. Wait, we wrote some tweets about that. So it seems like whatever her role is, she is set to maintain like the the most fundamental laws of the universe or something like that. The concept used in the Chinese version is known as Tianli, or the heavenly principles or natural order. So the sustainer is kind of known as like the sustainer of heavenly principles, yeah, but also the sustainer of natural order, which hints at the more like fundamental role that they play. And this is a concept in Neo-Confucianism. And there's some other instances of the heavenly principles being used in these tweets that we shared. So it might be interesting to look at. And thank you for joining us, Gray, everyone else who we missed saying bye to on stream.
Time for takeoff.
Let's get down to business.
Okay, like about the divine and things and Celestia, and I'm gonna just jump a bit back to when we were talking about constellations and like fate kind of thing, because I mean, kind of obviously, consistent theme I think throughout at least the main, like the overarching plot line with like the traveler and their sibling. It talks about fate. Dainsleif especially, like during the Khaenri'ah part of the Travailler. The chapter storyline trailer. He mentions a lot about like, we can write our own fate, kind of thing. It's Travail or Travailler. Maybe it's... Yeah, it looks like a French word. I'm in Canada, so I learned some French. It's Travail or Travailler.
My mind is blown. This is like the best lore insight. How to pronounce the chapter storyline preview video that I will now never try to pronounce.
No. Maybe that's just being... Travail, I guess. I mean, that's kind of does what it looks like. It just felt like a French word. It looked I'm gonna blame English for pronouncing it like that.
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Assume it's Travail. I think Travail was like a bit too much. Maybe it's Travail or I kind of give up. I give up on pronouncing this word. I'm just gonna call it the storyline chapter. The chapter storyline trailer. That's what I'm just gonna call it. Let's attempt anymore. Anyways. Teyvat storyline chapter preview thing. Ainsworth talks a lot about the trying to remember. A preview trailer. Yeah, so for the preview trailer, Dainsleif says a lot about like... I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, so, wanting to, take control of fate. And... with with Mona's whole thing, because Mona's character is important, especially because of her whole thing about constellations. Mona's whole thing about constellations being pre-written already, and fate, and Celestia and things, and this kind of also ties in maybe a little bit with Scaramouche saying, the stars are all a lie, because the stars are all just the constellations, and the fates of everybody are written in the stars or something. maybe implying that Celestia is the one writing it all, instead of just being natural stars. So, that does seem like a consistent theme. And also the Loom of Fate plan, the Abyss trying to, it seems like fighting Celestia is, the idea of fighting Celestia is so you can take control of your own fate. Because the idea, it seems, is that Celestia is controlling everyone's fates and ideas and things. There's no free will, almost. Everyone's already predetermined on things. So the idea is, I think... It seems like the overarching idea is just fighting the gods to have control of your own fate. The twins don't have, what's it called? In the trailer, the trailer mentions that, Traveler is, a power from another world kind of thing. Is, the power that they can use to fight against Celestia. And also, Mona mentions that they don't have a constellation, so Mona can't read their fortune because they don't have any constellation. Yeah, essentially, they're outside of they're out of bounds. They don't work within the rules of Teyvat. The laws are different in Teyvat. That has its own rules.
Doesn't Dainsleif say something about that? About something? No, I think because he says that one line that something about fate being rewritten or something at the end. I forget what it is.
Let me look at it again. Taking a while to load.
Lucian got it.
Time for takeoff.
Gliding in faster.
I'm
I
going
can
in.
read it out loud. Now you who have set foot in this world, your journey has reached its end. But one final doorway remains. Step forth if you have understood the meaning of your journey. Defeat me, command me, and step aside. Show me that you are worthier. The line that I'm referring to, then the threads of all fate will be yours to relieve.
How's this?
I thought that was it, but I'm wrong, I think.
My blade.
Beg for mercy. Think you can get away? Here we go.
My blade.
Let's light it up.
Wait. So, there's that, Okay, so there's another thing about the Traveler that I think is so... the Abyss. Or not in the Abyss, in the prologue. I think it's the end of Act 2, when, Dvalin is no! When, you get Venti and the Holy Liar and everybody, and, call him up, and then Dvalin's no, you brought all of them to kill me! And the Abyss Mage is yeah, they did, let's get out of here, buddy! And they go, right, back over to Stormchair's lair. And then there's, the short little cutscene where you get to see your Abyss sibling, then, the, Abyss Mage, walks up to them and is Your sibling has entered into our plans.
Think you can get away? Here we go.
And like the day will come when you and your will return to this world. That's like return. What? What do you mean return? Not to mention the Traveler's original introductory card, I think. When they were first like what's it called? The official introductions on like Twitter, I think. They had like this description of being like, but the day will come when like you and will return to your power or something. Return. I need to find it. Sorry. Thank you.
Think you can get away? Wings of darkness.
My computer is slow.
Let's light it up. Flood of frost. Crush. Yeah. More speed. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Yeah, and that line from the character details. The keeper is fading away, the creator has not yet to come, but the world shall burn no more, for you shall ascend. Creator, I'm thinking the keeper, Demiurge, the creator, the the original god. I'm thinking maybe. Yeah, if the keeper is the sustainer, then the sustainer might be the Demiurge, because if you remember, the Demiurge and the Archons are trying to keep people from achieving Gnosis in like the physical world, right? In Gnosticism, Demiurge, the creator,
Think you can get away?
yeah. Also, I think I have to go soon, which is a bit unfortunate.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. Vengeance will be mine.
It's getting a little bit late for me. It's not that late, but yeah, I have to go soon.
Here we go.
Oh,
Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's play.
it was very epic, the lore stream.
No rest for the wicked.
Very informative indeed.
Shudder.
But yeah, final things to say, I guess about the Traveler. Can't find the original tweet or information thing. I think it was on Hoyo Labs, maybe on the forum
Here we go.
about it.
Think you can get away?
That had like the description thing about like the Travelers, like it's like, oh, you're returning or something. Like there will come the day that you and your kin will return or something. It's just kind of like the prologue thing. Maybe like the problem with it is just that maybe it was something cut from the game, because this was like back, those introductory things and the prologue cutscenes were back in like the beta, and we all know that the beta had major story differences. So it's possible that that's not really consistent, and maybe the developers were just kind of lazy when it came to that. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the devs just kind of forgot to fix that part. Maybe. Oh, that's what I was... what's possible, because yeah, again, the introductory cards were kind of released back in the beta, around the time of the beta stuff. Oh. Not sure how reliable they are now. I mean, there's lots of things that were changed in those introductory cards. Like, for example, Kaya was still called the Quartermaster of No. Knights of Favonius, which has since been changed after like the closed beta 2, the second closed beta testing. I think it's changed after that one. By the third closed beta testing, that one is a very it looks the same as the normal. Not normal, the released version of the game.
Wouldn't gliding be faster? Think you can get away?
Anyways, that's my last things to say. I have to go now, unfortunately. So farewell. I hope you all keep talking about lore. It was very fun being here. Night, y'all. Very epic.
Good night.
Thank you for calling the stream epic. What up,
That's very
poggers?
epic. Very epic poggers. Very based.
What an awesome sauce discussion.
Right. Yeah, farewell. Bye-bye.
Good night.
I still hear our favorite Jean Lisa synth. But yeah, Lucian brought up that there's still a lot of points there in the introduction cards that are at least true to the introduction cards, particularly the PS4 exclusive sword. For the Sword of Dissension and the Wings of Dissension, they give more context about the Children's history and age and stuff. When the sword was last drawn, humankind was trying to preserve a doomed world. That world was their last and only home. This sword was drawn to defy that fate of destruction, but to draw steel against the law of the universe, that all who exist must one day perish. Surely it must have seemed the height of folly. So nice, so depressing that it's only for PlayStation. Console favoritism at its best. Muriel, you should tell us about how you accidentally used your Sword of Dissension to enhance another weapon. Sorry.
Okay, listen. Early game Ariel was not smart, and I was like, like this is a 4-star weapon. Like 4 stars aren't good, right? Like I want 5-star weapons, and I didn't know how gacha worked because this is my first gacha game, and then I fed it into like a lion's roar or something. I don't even know what I fed it into, but I fed it into something. Because, I don't know, it's not even that good. It's like attack and attack substat or whatever.
More speed. Rack
Yeah,
and ruin.
it's gone. I have the nice wings though from PS4. The 7 with the nice
Think you
wings.
can get away? Everybody stand back!
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
So yeah, if you ever play on PS4, make sure you
Blood
don't
of frost.
trash your 4-star Sword of
Eye for an
Dissension.
eye.
Wait, how does that one work? Can you
More
refine it?
speed.
And how, if so?
I don't even think you can get refinements on it.
Time for takeoff. Oz, reveal back.
It's just... It's kind of like... Well, okay, can we talk about family or however you say her name? Or is that a
As you
still?
wish, main front.
Here we go.
About who?
Going in.
Shudder.
Yes.
The Sword of Dissension,
condemn
yes,
you.
it's a PS4 exclusive sword.
Think you can get away? Let's flip this.
And I don't have it anymore because I fed it into another weapon.
Let's light it up.
Yeah. Vengeance will be mine. Beg for mercy.
Eye for an eye. Everybody stand back.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
I think you can talk about the incoming collaboration character. Technically her weapon and stuff was officially revealed.
Tastes the same as I remember.
Is
But
the
where are
thing about
those
her
who share?
constellations, is that a leak?
Fuck. Yes.
Okay.
I
Oh.
think. Well, I don't know. We can speculate that she probably won't have any constellations because she's only coming to us in in-game mail. So there must be something Mihoyo is doing to address that. Either she has no constellations at all,
Every journey.
or it's like
finds
item unlockable by travelers. But by will of God, I somehow have a feeling it's the former. By just by a hunch, not by a site that rhymes with money impact.
Yes.
This is so bad. We're never gonna be partnered with us.
Sorry, Mihoyo.
I tried my best.
We could talk about other people's constellations and how they
Osmanthus
relate.
wine tastes the
I
same
don't
as I
know.
remember. But where are those who share the
What do you
memory?
think about the Traveler's constellation? Or wait, okay, something more ambiguous. What do you people think of the constellations in own image theory, which is basically the fact that Zhongli and Venti have like kind of their face on their cons? Same with the Travelers. And we know that they
Boats
must
are made
have
for
like
transferring
false
goods back and
constellations.
forth.
Do people
Those
think
that
that
come
they're also
concealed
false
tend to
themselves?
stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Let me link a tweet that's related. Some people have also
Osmanthus
argued that
wine tastes the same
Albedo's
as I
cons
remember.
also would fall under the same
But where are
category.
those who
Not sure to like
share
what
the memory?
degree though. Yeah, that's true. So that's why I'm sus about the albedo being grouped in when Zhongli and Wendy's are pretty explicit. Okay, let's see if Hutao can clear this half in 40 seconds.
Solidify!
Rain cutter. Huh? Huh. Rain outlines your face.
So yeah, I think on Zhongli's you can kind. It's obviously none of this is confirmed really, but it kind of looks like on the left side of his constellation, it kind of looks like Vortex Vanquisher or some kind of spear a little bit, kind of signifying that it might be him, but obviously it's not confirmed. And then for Venti's, it could honestly either be him or the nameless bard. Obviously, we don't know. Because there's a harp and is that like a sustainability of his hair maybe?
Stabilize!
Rain cutter.
Gather! Order guide you!
Time to go. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.
What does everyone here think about the wishing frees people from their predetermined fate theory? I don't know if some people already take that as like because that opens up like I guess some conversations on how canon the gacha system is, or at least the gacha system in like practice, even though it doesn't really happen in game. Why don't you like the idea of that?
Yeah.
We love to discuss. I have no opinion, so I don't know.
And do you even think it is related, like actually related to lore, or do you think it's just a part of, you know, gacha and it's just there for the gacha aspect of the game? I think it is still. I don't think it's completely, in my opinion, I don't think it's completely related to that. I think it's.
Faster.
Yeah, like.
Here we go.
It's somehow related because the descriptions of them kind of. You know, the whole thing with. They're literally called fates, and there's a lot of stuff about fate in Genshin. So that could possibly be.
Why do they never miss? Brace yourselves. Think you can get away? Oh, no! My lyre. Time for takeoff. What a... Oz, reveal that... Shudder! The odds are against us. I condemn you. I'm going in!
Guess I got my comeuppance.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, that's a really good point. I actually didn't know that about the Fateful Stone. And then the bonds. I just think like there's a weird like line between canon and what's not, because like primos exist. And I also Genesis crystals and the fates also give us like some info. But yeah. Do you want to read the messages out?
Me?
Yes. For anyone who is capable. I am currently failing Abyss 12.
Sure, I can read them out loud. Okay, I will start. If wishing was lore accurate, would that mean that the Traveler is taking the characters from Celestia and putting them under their control? Mint says, the wishing probably has motifs related to the larger lore, fates, primogenic symbolism, etc. Wishing means our party would be canon, and that would mess with a whole bunch of other stuff. And then Lucian describes how the Fateful Stone and the Chinese
Time for takeoff. Brace yourselves.
What a sorry.
Yeah, I guess it's like less so that that wishing verifies that our party's canon, because we know that that's definitely not true, but more of like, in theory, the concept of wishing would do that. Yeah, it's okay. We cannot pronounce those words for now. If anyone can, your voice would be appreciated. Just let us know and we can unmute.
Yes, please, other people talk.
Let's play. Let's light it up. Crush. Think you can get away? Wouldn't gliding be faster? Brace yourself. Teamwork is
Yeah, if you would like to unmute, just
Shut
let.
it. Freeze to the
I
core.
can't unmute you guys, but Chia.
More
and
speed.
Leah can.
I condemn you.
Let's play! By royal decree! Everybody stand back!
Crush.
Brace yourselves. Time for takeoff.
Beg for mercy. Shoot, I can't afford any more bandages. Couldn't break the curse.
Okay, give me a moment. You should be able to speak now, Maz.
There you go. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, Lotus brought up some triquetra symbolism stuff, which is always fun to think about and debate on. So Paimon has an introdot and is upside down, and it could be the mind, body, and soul triumvirate, with the dot being inside of it being known what's known as Godhead, and a link to Godhead in Christianity, which refers to the divinity or substance of the Christian God, especially as existing in three persons, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I haven't seen it being compared to the Christian Godhead, particularly, but then there's so many like trios that these triquetras could represent. I think similarly, some people have thought that it represents the trio of the creator, destroyer, and the sustainer. In its usage, not sure if it's referring to the upside down usage, but I guess just like it in general. And that would link to the unknown god, the traveler's scroll, as in the character story. There's some other uses of the upside down dotted trick. But wait, I think we have it in our symbolism database. Oh, the dotted. Wait, just so people
Right
can
now,
hear the
I wish I was
explanation,
sitting
what
at the
makes
top
it
of a tree,
linked
with
to the
no
dotted
rope at
one?
all, side or in hand.
Like, what makes it refer to that specifically? Just because there's like so many iterations of this symbol, like curious to know what the significance is, if it's like upside down versus if it has a dot in the center. We know that our upright one over like a triangle that's inverted is like Mora, for instance. And then there's some other cases in this database,
Sure,
in
I'll
case
play
people
you
want to
another
see.
tune, but it'll cost you an apple. Let's play! Odds reveal by...
Crush. Let's light it up.
Isn't there some like it's somewhere, I forget where, but it's like broken, the fancy word thing, but it's broken. I think it's in domains on the big mural thing
Yeah,
where it's broken.
on the domain mural, it's broken.
Which is odd.
I was not really sure what the triquetra would symbolize.
It seems to.
Here we go.
It's used in a lot of places, so
That's gonna hurt in the
it's
morning.
that much harder to figure out what it's actually supposed
Why
to
do they
mean.
never miss?
I think it
Think you can get away? Yahoo!
has something to
Beg for
do
mercy.
with Celestia.
How rude.
Because I know Paimon has it on her like thingy.
Leotard.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Yeah. I do. All I know is that it has something to do with Celestia
Blood
and
of frost.
the like it being broken in domains. Like I know there. I don't know much
Beg
about
for mercy.
like the lore of the domains, but I assume it has something to do with
Time for
Celestia or
Here we
Khaenri'ah,
go.
possibly, or the Abyss even.
Shudder. Brace yourselves. Shadow Raven, let night fall. Beg for mercy. Let's play.
We're trying
Think
to
you
bring
can get
something
away?
An interesting idea. Could have something to
Vengeance
do
will
with
be mine.
cyclical nature
Shudder.
of that, which would make sense.
Teamwork is dreamwork. By royal decree. Here we go. Crush. Midnight Everybody stand back. Time for takeoff.
What do you guys think about like other symbols in the game,
Beg for
like
mercy.
the star pattern that like Mona has on her
Let's play.
her E skill, I think it is, or it might be her charged attack, and the one it's also on Kaya's abdomen. What do you guys think that sign or symbol is related to?
You mean like the Star of Ishtar?
Is that what that is? The Star of Ishtar? Oh wow.
Yeah, the Star of Ishtar is what's on Mona's charged attack. I don't think it's anywhere on Kaya.
Oh
No. Kaya has...
Solidify!
yeah.
I've taken to calling it like
Let me read
the
you a
starburst symbol.
Rain
It's just,
outlines
it
your
is
fate.
an 8-pointed star, but it's a different kind.
Give up.
Oh, it's not the same.
Yeah. Like, the Star of Ishtar... Hold on, let me try and find...
I know Ishtar. The only reason why I know Ishtar is because of fate. So I know a little bit about Ishtar.
I will have order.
Know my sword. Witness the power of Gugwa.
Solidify!
Christianity.
It's nothing.
So good.
Your life is mine. Don't waste my time. Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you a verse. Cross over.
Yeah, so... The Star of Ishtar is like even spikes all around, while the one on actually, I'm not really sure how to explain the difference.
Do you have like a picture of the difference between the two?
By royal decree. Think
I
you can
think
get
it's
away?
mostly just that
Here we go.
the one on Kaya is like fully filled
Blood
in.
of frost.
Usually,
Shudder.
the images of the Star of Ishtar in game aren't. Like, it's just lying.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Brace yourselves. Adventure time. Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Let me sleep a while.
Thank you, person, for following. I did not catch your name because I was too busy looking at the twerking. I just keep staring at it whenever it pops up. Please follow us so we can see that notif. If I unfollow and then follow, do I get a shout out?
There it is. Beautiful.
I'm so happy. This is the best thing. Sorry, my stream has like a longer delay, clearly.
Oh.
Please follow us so you can see the alert more. If you sub, he does it hyper
I just left
mode.
to get some noodles and I come back to checking the literal twerking gif.
Sorry, I was gonna thank someone for a follow, but then I got distracted. Clearly. No!
I can check the dashboard if we still. Well, let's thank them.
Oh, okay, we have questions. Someone asked us, I don't know about Lore, but are you single?
What?
I'm not joking.
On Curious Cat?
Yeah. We can go one by one, say if we're single or not. I'm available. Next, Muriel.
I'm very single. Well, no, I'm married to Diluc, but that's it. A fictional man. That's it. Who's next?
I'm
Aaliyah.
Arrow.
You're a what?
Aromantic.
Oh.
Yeah, I am single but not available.
What do you?
She didn't forget you.
I said Diluc. Grass is so bad at listening to me. I'm gonna.
Can we unmute Grass? I want Grass to talk.
Please let Grass talk.
And then there's like 4 a.m. where Grass is.
I think.
What? Why? You have a really nice voice.
Oh no, is she drunk or something? Oh, she's boofed.
She's boofed! Sorry. Wait, if she's boofed, then more reason we have to give her the mic.
True.
I'm unmuting her. If ever Grass changes her mind, she can speak. What a fitting name.
Is she boofed on the grass or something else? Because remember that one time I should have talked about
Time for takeoff. Oz, reveal thyself. Everybody stand back. Vengeance will be mine. Crush.
I love you, Diamond.
Okay, I only saw it now, but I only found my way to the stream manager now, but I think the one that you missed was Sweater Nights.
Yahoo!
So thank you.
Going in. By royal decree.
Okay, someone else needs to unmute. Ree should unmute.
No rest for the weak.
Think you can get away?
Hello? 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 Yes, hi. I'm muted for now, although I have nothing to offer to the table right now.
It's okay, me neither.
I'm thinking of Inazuma, if we want to talk about lore again.
Yes, let's.
Beg for mercy.
Brace yourselves.
Oh, I see Leah typing. I will wait. Give us the food ASMR. The mukbang.
Crush.
Oh wait, can we talk
Freeze to
about
the core.
Inazuma without it being
Beg for mercy.
I mean, sure. Are we allowed to talk about world quests and the like now? It should be fine now, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're giving a warning now. If anyone doesn't want to hear about Inazuma lore, then goodbye. Just
Yeah.
mute. No, leave mute the stream on Twitch so we still get the
Yeah.
followers
Just
so
watch.
we can hit affiliate. Just watch muted.
Just watch. Yeah, exactly. Just watch Chia play while we talk about Inazuma and whatever goes on over there. I'm not actually going too much into detail because I haven't explored the entirety of Inazuma yet, but I have done the Sakura cleansing quest. Yes, Sarah, there's level 100 enemies at the end of the Spiral Abyss. I haven't tried the new floor 12, I am afraid. But anyway, yeah.
Vengeance will be mine.
The
Sakura cleansing.
Yeah, the Sacred Sakura cleansing quest was really, really pretty. Although I saw people like complaining or like commenting about how long it is compared to other world quests, I was very into it. Like having to go around Inazuma to explore. Like I know there's the Archon quest that lets you explore like different corners of Inazuma, but I also like that it's also long and makes you check other corners of Inazuma, like going underground. Yeah, the last part was very tricky. The miasma. Is that how you say it?
Beg for mercy. Yep.
It's complicated because I didn't have Zhongli and I had to rely on Diona, but I do like that mechanic. I hope they don't add it to the Abyss because it's a lot. But I like how it makes you pay attention to when the miasma is attacking you while trying to focus on the puzzles.
For me, I'm so bad at puzzles, so I struggled with that part, but everything else was fun.
Everything else was fun, yeah. I don't know. A lot of people always have something to complain about quests, even the main quests. But it's not like the opinion of the majority, and it's not that people hate it. It's just long, I guess, compared to like other world quests you can do in like 5 to 10 minutes. Although, again, back to like the quest itself. The whole like how do you refer to that again? Kazari being like one of the filth? Was that filth? How did she refer to it again? I'm forgetting the word. Like what she's supposed to be.
Time to act. Let me read you a verse.
Yes, it was filth. I mean, in my opinion, I don't mind the short world quests, but I don't get as hooked to it in terms of lore. Like, whatever happens in short world quests, I'll forget, like, the next day. But anyway, yeah. She referred to herself as filth, and it reminded me of the Ashtaha world quest. Although it wasn't exactly filth, and Ashtaha was technically a creation of Zhongli himself instead of, like, the result of filth within Liyue. I thought like those two things being similar in a way. So now I'm like thinking, is there like a counterpart of filth or erosion for every single nation? Because I was trying to think of like a Mondstadt counterpart, but I can't really think of it. The closest thing we have right now is, let's say, Dvalin, or whatever the corruption happened in the first Archon quest, but I don't think that counts because that was technically the doing of the Abyss Mage, as far as I remember. So like,
and also
should
the actions as Lucian said, Also, the actors
Yeah.
who are very kind of corrupted and went, mad.
Yeah. I think you have to ask Chia for talk permissions. Yeah, I do think it's a better counterpart for the filth. The karmic debt. Ooh, oh yeah, that's true. Although that's
You
the
want to learn some Favonia's
only
blade
effect
work?
we know of right now.
All right
Okay,
then.
Lotus, it's your turn. Hello, welcome to the stream.
I'm trying to think what would be counterpart for erosion in Mondstadt and all that. Hmm. We know if we have erosion, we have like filth. We're probably gonna have like dirty water for Fontaine.
Water pollution.
I mean, it is a steampunk place, is it not?
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So
Get a water
okay.
filter, babe. But yeah, I think.
Hmm.
Hold on. Sorry.
Hmm.
Water pollution reminds me of that thing with that girl that the girl in Leeway.
You remember her? I love her. She's taking matters into her own hands, and I love that for her. Although, the water pollution thing might actually be possible. Now that you mentioned that it is steampunk, and it's known for being like for inventing a lot of stuff like the camera. And wasn't there's a gadget you get from the cleansing quest, right? Wasn't that originally from Fontaine, or was it from another nation?
The memento lens?
Yeah, the memento lens. It was originally for another purpose, if I remember correctly, and I think it might be from Fontaine before it was repurposed.
Oh, I think I know what Mondstadt might be. It might be like, you know, the phrase "wins a time" that is used in the wind upgrade thing. Like, you could say that for like memory, the god of time. Like overall, over time, the winds of time is just gonna, your memory's gonna fade.
So, in place of erosion, it's like people's memories being wiped out over time.
Yeah, kind of like how you have wind that goes up a rock. Over time, it erodes away, but it's not like erosion. Say like, fuck, what was it called? What was that one damn rock called? Limestone or something. Is
There's a bunch of granite, because I know like someone made a thread of like rocks in Teyvat, and I know Mondstadt has a lot of granite. I love that too. It was a very interesting thread, and okay, but anyway, what was continue Lotus?
I think that it might just be like the same of, I guess, how kind of like small and remote it is. Kind of like how like a rural village or something, like the windy plains and all of that, and how just like there's all these forgotten places. Wind is sort of, how to put it, like juxtaposed with forgetting things in a sense.
Maybe weird brain rot that just came in my head, but maybe the erosion part of Mondstadt could just be all of Dragonspine, because it's like a whole abandoned area of Mondstadt, pretty much. Maybe that could be.
Could be.
It's been eroded away and like kind of like cemented where it is now in history because of the snow and because of like nothing can change because of what Celestia did to that fucking place, and you know.
Think you can get
Possible.
away? Yahoo! Midnight
Then again, we don't.
There's also a lot of
One with wind and cloud.
ruin. There's also like the House of Winds temple that's kind of been eroded away slowly as well. I'm trying to think of random eroded places and
The ruins in Mondstadt are the Salvan ruins. Like, a lot of them are also the Salvan ruins we see in Liyue and in Inazuma. Though it does make sense, because Dragonspine. Like, Dragonspine was like an entire place for like Salvan ruins. Interesting. I feel like we'll have another like Venti story quest in the future, because we've seen that Zhongli had a part 2 to his story quest that introduced the concept of erosion.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
I like to believe we get another Venti story quest just because I miss him.
And also, we need to ask Venti about.
One with nature.
I don't think he'll tell us much, if anything at all, about what Celestia did to Khaenri'ah, but I really want to talk to Venti about that. I don't think he'll tell us much, but if anything at all.
He'll probably react to us the same way that he reacted to Vanessa when she first asked about Celestia.
Yes.
Then again, like, what would his reason be? Because we saw in the Zhongli story quest part 2 that he wasn't, like, allowed to disclose like, stuff about Celestia because it was part of his contract. Venti, on the other hand, wasn't, like, bound to a contract, and his whole motive is, like, freedom. So nothing technically is holding him back from sharing it, other than I guess he's afraid or doesn't want to. Like, he chooses not to share it. Also, can't join. Discord user insert Yamiko's lines. Yamiko's lines.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. How's this? One with nature.
Think you can get away? Here we go.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Okay.
The wind knows it. Clouds high. The birds call.
Yahoo!
Now, what about, like, I know it's technically an event, but, like, Inazuma again? 2.1 stuff? Like, what some people want to see happen? That they may, like, for people who did participate in that bingo, what other stuff do you guys want to see, or do you think is going to happen in 2.1? Just like characters, story quests,
This is getting interesting.
other stuff.
Midnight Phantasmagoria! Yahoo!
One with nature.
Think you can get away? Let's play!
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
I didn't even do the 2.1 bingo thing yet. I would like to. So maybe I can talk about mine here. One, I think that Scary Boosh, the scary moose guy, you know, the guy that we think is not real and just a part of our imagination.
Time for
I
takeoff.
Let's get down to business.
Yahoo!
You know a thing or two.
Real decree!
Into the wind.
I've always called him Scary.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Yes. Wait, I don't know why, but maybe as donated the ball somehow. And one of her. I don't know if that's what I can and can't say. I'm scared.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
I had a weird crack theory again on Twitter that I posted, and it's basically about how so okay, Inazuma our conquest spoilers, by the way. But you know how like everyone was joking that Ball she did a domain expansion like in Jujutsu Kaisen. And I had a weird crack theory that what if it's like Asakana and I'm sorry for people that don't know much about JJK, but if it's like Asakana and Itadori, how they're like
Here we go.
Itadori is the vessel for Sakana, so it's like the same thing, but for Ball. That's why when her eyes change, become more glowy, it's someone else taking control over her, and then something weird like that. I'm sorry, it's not really thought out, but something like that. So I
you want me to elaborate on the Herrscher of Thunder, since one of my favorite characters in Honkai? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Basically, in the first Nagazora Awakening, it was more so the Herrscher of Thunder personality than it was her. But in the second Nagazora Awakening in Chapter 17, Mei herself went to the Herrscher of Thunder while Husk Nihilus was basically lugging the sword down on to kill her. So she went to get its power. But then the Herrscher of Thunder basically said, "You are now essentially me, and I am essentially you," in a sense. They're the same entities, but it's more so Mei than it is Herrscher of Thunder.
I will have order.
So basically the Herrscher of Thunder is now gone, and it's still her. And when she wants to see the power from her, she usually has gray eyes before the true awakening. Post true Herrscher of Thunder awakening, her depowered eyes are now like this kind of tiny it's certainly like a mesh of colors. And then when she goes into her Herrscher of Thunder form, she has that purple eye with red in it.
Oh, interesting.
In all of her depowered forms, it's that same mesh of colors. That includes her post-Honkai form.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourselves. Oz, reveal.
See, now I'm thinking about the whole being controlled by someone else and the Jesus take the wheel concept. Do any of you have speculations on who, if it is true, who would it be? If it's someone else from Inazuma or a higher power? Also, apologies for the background noise.
I'm not sure.
Wings of darkness. Come. Yahoo! Think you can get away? I summon thee.
One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night into the wind.
By royal decree.
Shouldn't let your guard down. You're pretty good.
Here we go. Time for takeoff.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, I'm also watching them typing. She is typing ...
Brace yourselves. Oz, reveal thyself.
Oh, where'd they go? No, keep typing. Keep typing.
Oh yeah, the typing status will kind of disappear here and there sometimes.
This is so sad. Take your time though, don't worry. See what I wanna? what I want it to happen is like Kokomi isn't like what we know about her isn't like her entire personality. I have nothing to back this up. I haven't looked into the Sangonomiya Tales or any other books related to it. I think it's also like my inclination towards characters who look cute but are actually capable of causing mass destruction should they want it. Because I can't stop thinking about that one shot in the Inazuma trailer with Ether like deep in the water. Because I thought that was going to happen when we get to Inazuma. Like, you know how before we even got there, there's always like people mentioning that traveling to Inazuma is dangerous and stuff. And it's like stormy and like protected by the Raiden Shogun. So I thought when we were gonna get to Inazuma, like we would be in a boat with Beto and Steph and some kind of thunderstorm would like throw us out of the boat and almost kill the traveler and the others. But that didn't happen. And surprisingly the trip there seemed fine. If you ignore the descriptions.
It was very anticlimactic, kind of.
Yeah, I low-key expected more, but I'm hoping that's on purpose, like to let our guard down about what's going to happen in the next part of the Archon quest. But yeah, since that happened and we didn't see either fighting for his life in the water, now I'm wondering if that part of the trailer was just for show or if it's something that's going to happen in the future. And the closest person I can think of is Kokomi. Can I read this? Like what Grass wrote out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Grass said, I was thinking the whole meditation thing was out of place. If she threw us in there but doubled back as to recompose on her decision. I read people say keep up the domain expansion, but won't you do that before? The whole controlling part wouldn't make sense if she's meditating inside. Does that make sense? Lotus, would you like to share anything?
This is me. I'm stretching.
I don't know
when
much
I stretch
about...
up, my bones go like...
crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It might be metaphorical, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of imagery. I'm not sure what it could be, like, referring to.
It happened right when Miko was talking about one of the people that we talked to when we were going around to see people who had their visions taken away. Because she does mention something related to, like, thrown into the sea. So that might be it. Oh, see you, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Also, I don't know how to answer the question, like Grass's question, because I don't know anything about JJK.
The wind knows. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Into the wind.
Midnight Phantasma.
Time for takeoff. Let's play.
I'm quite impressed.
If it's okay, I would like to bring up another thing that probably because someone from the Khaenri'ah Twitter, I'm guessing it was Chia, retweeted it, but I think that's the only reason it got any attention. But I wrote a little mini theory on it's so bad. I wrote a little mini theory on Twitter, and I almost felt like some kid about it because they were being mean to me and I wanted to fight them, so I did. So basically, it's related to Ball and to Celestia, and the fact that the reason why Inazuma is so secluded and oppressive, and I've talked about this with my friends, that Inazuma feels so cold and you shouldn't be there. And I think Mihoyo really nailed that on the head with Inazuma, because it really does feel that way when you go there. At least I felt that way when I went there. But I think the reason why it does feel like that is because obviously we don't know how old Ball is, but we know she isn't the original of the 7 Archons. But that yeah. But that the reason why it is that way is because she's seen what Celestia has done to Khaenri'ah, and she either knew or even saw the destruction of Khaenri'ah, and that's the reason why she decided to hide her people. And it was basically a video that my friend Kiryu put on Twitter of the sky, and it looked very it looked really weird. The video is on Twitter somewhere. But my theory was that it's kind of like Inazuma is being cloaked somehow by Ball herself, and she's just terrified of yes, that, thank you. She's terrified of Celestia, and she's trying to protect her people, but obviously it's in a very oppressive and really harsh way to do it. But yeah, if anyone would like to elaborate and talk about that with me, go ahead. And the video is right there by Lucian.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I saw that yesterday or a day ago, sometime. But I like to think that Raiden's intention might be protective of Inazuma in some way, but I also I feel like it's against what we know of Val through Zhongli, at least. We talked to him right before the Archon quest ends, and he mentions something about eternity is closest unto heaven, or it's the closest to the heavens. But what we see right now is that what's happening right now is she's right now she's trying to keep Inazuma away, or her eternity away from those heavens. So is it that Zhongli or every other people's perception of Bal is just different from what she wants to happen?
I think it's fair to understanding the concept the Spiral Abyss, and how in Khaenri'ah, I guess how the Spiral Abyss is practically the Tower of Babel.
Also, to reply to Lucian, I also saw that last night, and yeah, I think that goes against Kokomi mass destruction. And maybe it might happen, or something in the Archon quest might cause it, and Kokomi's indirectly related to it, because according to her character stuff, it doesn't seem like she would do it on purpose or put everybody in danger, because something causing destruction at a large scale will also affect the resistance somehow. Again, resistance never betrays its own, so I doubt she would put a lot of people in danger. But anyway, going back to Ball, yes. Okay, Grass said, no, I don't think it has anything to do with JJK. To keep up the dimension she pulled us in. It would make sense if Raiden meditated and pulled us in and fought. However, people are making it seem she pulled us in, meditated, and fought. The window frame seems too short for her to get an answer if she was being controlled. or to gain her power back. If she were to do that inside, does that mean she only gets her full power inside the dimension, and coming out of it would pull her out of the state? Did anyone here point maybe her full power is probably stored somewhere else?
That's an interesting thought, right? I'm confused by what you mean by the meditated part. Do you mean like off screen she meditated, or do you mean like was that her meditating when she pulled the sword out of her?
It's at like the beginning of the fight.
I'm trying to think.
The sword
her
moment?
legs are crossed.
Her lotus? Just want a picture. I don't remember this. I honestly didn't even see that. I'm so bad at paying attention to small stuff.
Shall I read Passion is Fruit's message? Okay. If I may, I feel like this is highly plausible and would explain why Ball seems so desensitized. However, going with the theory that Ball isn't in control of herself, I think it's also plausible there's someone else who's doing this for Ball, if that makes sense. I also think, separate theory, that Ball's vision hunt started out of fear, not out of the threat of her eternity, but of the safety of allegiance with threats to eternity, being a kind of cover-up as she's a powerful Archon. Yeah, like the separate theory, I think it's close to what I think is happening right now. But I haven't been reading, so I'm just getting it from what I know from the main Archon quest. Ah, so that's the image.
Oh, I never noticed that. When she opens her eyes, are they glowy? Because I know she opens her eyes right after that. They're glowy. Okay.
They're glowy.
I hadn't been able to pay attention to that because I was fearing for my life.
Me too. I saw
I'm a bull, so I have to look at her.
It was like fear and awe at the same time, but also how do I keep myself alive?
You related me so hard.
Worthless.
Her full power?
I like to think she did it. Like, fight with her full power.
I mean, she did do the judgment on you, so.
Adorn my night into the wind.
I definitely don't think it's the strongest she's fought someone. Like, definitely not, because I think she's fought way stronger than us before. So I definitely think she did have to enforce some things in the fight, like taking away, like doing the vision hunt to free on us.
Into the wind.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did say. Yeah.
We could
I don't think
imply again. Yeah, I am afraid.
I don't think they will fight her again.
I think from that line it does seem like she exercised some restraint despite the traveler's presence being a threat to her eternity.
Useless.
Perhaps it is like a threat to her, so she had to fight, but it's not at a dangerous level that she'd have to exercise, like, or she'd have to use her full power against the traveler.
Solidify. Order guide you.
Rain cutter. Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword.
Time to go.
This is a drinking stream. Yeah, what is a domain expansion? Can someone elaborate? Or was that explained earlier and I just missed it?
I don't know what it is, but I'm understanding like the terms like reality marble and stuff.
Storm my night. The wind knows.
The domain expansion is
Worthless. Worthless. Like clay.
it's so hard to I don't even know how to explain it, honestly.
Look at you, Boomtown. Shadow Raven.
Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. Unlimited Blade Works is kind of like a domain. We're talking about anime stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's a reality marble.
Yeah.
Into the wind.
True.
Clouds high.
It's a flat overriding of reality.
Yeah. It's like I don't.
Worthless. Worthless. Here.
Yeah, it's basically just another dimension that you can pull someone into. And then your power is even stronger inside of it.
I fight you in my snow globe. You're gonna end up
pretty much like a snow globe.
It's like a Pokemon gym, but it's Genshin Impact. I don't know how else to explain it. So it's like the domains we're in, but this time you can like forcibly pull someone into it.
Yeah. The term for it would be like subspace dimension.
Oh yeah, don't they call it?
Let me read you a verse. Rain outlines your
When I hear subspace, I think of the teapot, which might make sense actually. Teapot, but violent.
Murderous teapots.
Give up.
Teapot, but you don't get to relax.
This teapot has been charged for 55 homicides.
Don't waste my time. Witness the power of Gugwa. Know my sword.
So what I'm understanding from this is we just got in Paul's teapot.
Basically.
It's not very well decorated.
Yeah. I don't think her adeptal energy is very good there.
She has the adeptal energy.
It's so bad, not even Tubby wants to stay in there.
Yeah, grass, what's Sakana domain? Malevolent Shrine. It's Sakana's domain. I'm a level tree. Yes, yes, it's very good. You should watch
Scenery
it.
is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
I don't have Photoshop. Someone has to intervene.
We need like Ramus in here or something.
Someone ping them if it's possible. Were they the person who made like really fast edits when you were watching the 2.0 stream?
Yes, that's them.
Oh god.
Grass, stop mentioning them.
Grass needs it now.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories
They're
of my
online
home.
right now.
This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Thank you, Grass. Grass is having a grass moment.
You know, funny that I mentioned the word grass. Isn't like the word grass, kasa, in Japanese like the word for like crap
There
and
are
stuff?
leaves around, and I know just
Crappy
the tune
stuff?
to accompany them.
No, I mean like
If you wish to hear
kusa.
it.
Like the word for grass in Japanese, also the word for crap, and like shit.
Oh.
As like an explanation.
The more you know.
The more you know. You call that a double coincidence. Spicy coincidence.
Grass, are you gonna do a domain expansion on Lotus? Are you gonna invite Lotus to your teapot?
I mean, if you have 50.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories
Grass,
of
we
my
love
home.
you.
It's okay, I'm right
Displayed.
here, Grass.
It is the last link
If
I
you
have
unmute,
to the land of my
I'm
birth.
kidding. I was gonna say something.
Grass. Speak into the mic. Don't be shy.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Server, oh my god. As they should.
That really says a lot about the Xiaomeis, huh?
Stabilize.
Get strongly.
Gia. Gia's also getting the grass.
Is grass on grass? What were we talking about? Let's talk about something, please.
Oh no! Oh my god! Thank you. Passion is fruit. If we had to summarize this part of the scream, it would have to just edit. I mean, it unironically makes sense. It's
Oh
another
wait,
domain
grass
we
in
can get
Japanese means
into.
like laughing. Okay, it's that like the croissant that I was talking about. Yeah,
So,
that's an even worse stuff. That's an even worse one.
okay,
Whoops.
okay, Lucian, keep going. You want to see different takes on the ball teapot?
Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough
Okay,
sense to do
so
away with all the
Tia said she's pulling
superfluous
for
detail.
Yaimiya. Me. Everyone should pull for Yaimiya because she's cute.
Well, I will see what my primogenites have to say. Well, oh, let's go. Oh, this was the warm up.
Thank you, Leah, for the amazing stream setup. It is thanks to her that we haven't overlaid
You want to learn some
with the
Favonia's
hilly
blade
work.
work?
No
All right
worries. Do you
then,
want to look
I'll
at it
teach
real
you.
quick?
Oh yes,
Yes,
I'll teach you all right.
I always
Mark
want
my
to
words.
see Hilichurl story game. Always.
Here, I'll unfollow. Didn't work.
Everyone's gonna keep following and unfollowing.
There it is. There's me.
The meme is on the stream. How did you add it in?
Oh, I just added an image on Streamlabs. Hey!
It's very
No one saw me
cool.
drag the entire thing.
Knights and aristocrats share
I
the
don't know
same
where to put
cultural
it.
heritage.
How long have we
But
been
the knights had enough
streaming?
sense to do away with all the
3
superfluous
hours.
detail.
Wait,
We
what?
streamed a few hours ago. 3 hours? Yeah.
Damn. We should keep like streaming until we can all drop out to become full-time streamers.
Oh. I
We'll
mean,
split the ad revenue.
considering, thinking, I'm gonna start my VTuber career right here, right now.
Yes, I got
What?
my
What'd you kill
comeuppance.
you?
Because I hate her. I regret rolling her.
Oh
You just
no.
played her in the abyss. What do you mean?
She deserves it.
How dare you? No. I thought you were gonna kill Chocolate. I'm scared.
No, he's fine. He gets past.
Yeah, his big butt helped him cushion the fall.
Of course.
Is this advanced sacrifice for Yoimiya?
I don't know if she'll like the death of Eula, but you could see it that way.
No. It was a sacrifice worth making for her.
You should sacrifice Amber when you summon for Yoimiya.
The 4-star Yoimiya.
Is that everyone's ritual for her? I will do that.
I'll do that when I play.
What level is your Amber?
40.
Oh my god. Why is she 40?
Level's high. 20. And she's C1.
You
I
also
think I
just
have her
got
at
the
C2.
fate and then dipped. It's like what I did to Diluc.
What? What did you
Sarah.
What? No Diluc slander. La, 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 la,
I can't believe I'm C2 Diluc.
What? When did you get
Material. C0. With $1,500 spent on him.
No,
I'll be
listen,
real
why
with
do
you.
Okay, so everyone should know that I hate Jane because she needs to stay away from Diluc because he's mine. No, Chia, no! No! Anyways,
Oh
so
no.
I got a stinky C4 Jane somehow. Does anyone want her? Because I hate her.
Why do you hate
I don't
Gina?
use Jean.
Because Diluc is mine.
I'll be real with you, when I got Jean on my Asia account, the first thing I did was to send him on an expedition.
Okay, I got C2 Jane when pulling for Diluc. And then I got her C3 on when I lost my 50-50 to Khaenri'ah. And then I was near my pity on standard and I just got C4 for her. Unfortunately. Does anyone want her? They can have her. I'll take a Diluc constellation.
I would give you my Diluc if I could have your Jean.
Solidify!
See? Poor Ramus.
Stabilize!
Look.
Oh. Good night, Chi.
Please go to sleep, Chi. Okay, thank you for being
Oh my
here.
god. That is really late early. Thank you for stopping by.
Osmanthus
Thank you for
wine
joining
tastes the
us.
same as I remember. But where are those who share the
I think we
memory?
can wrap up stream. It's been like 3 actually I don't know how long it's been.
It's been 3 hours. We
Almost,
started at roughly 5:30. Or like we
So
stopped
it's been-
we ended the countdown at that time. But we were streaming the countdown for at least like 20 minutes.
Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you had fun. We will announce the streams in
Osmanthus
advance
wine
next
tastes the
time.
same as I remember.
Thank you, guys.
But
This
where
was
are
very
those who
fun.
share the
Some
memory?
streams to look forward
Wait.
to is our Khaenri'ah joint account.
Grass keeps saying wait.
Huh?
Somebody else hard.
Why?
I love this.
Ball lives in the boonies. Call that a Baldies.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
You know what Ball's domain
But where are
expansion thing
those
reminds
who
me of?
share the
You know
memory?
those jokes people keep making? Like how gamer houses look like with very decorated like
Yes.
stream rooms?
The male
And then their
little
other
spaces.
rooms and their other rooms are just a microwave and a couch.
Ball has
That's
one
Ball.
TV, one couch, and 30 packs of Monster and Red Bull sitting on the can, sitting on the side. She's the Electro Archon because she needs to be a living battery for like
Osmanthus wine
gaming.
tastes the same as I remember.
She has one poster
But
up
where
on
are
her
those who
wall, and it's a
share the
picture of
memory?
Yae Miko.
We're so mean. This is like Val shit talk.
I can't breathe.
Osmanthus
Maybe the
wine
real
tastes the
threat to
same as I
eternity was the
remember.
rat infestation.
But where are those who share the
Three
memory?
punch.
She has that one shirt where it's like,
3
don't
in
get
1.
close to me. You seem like enough XP to level up, but instead of XP, it's like adventure rank.
Oh my god.
Well, we love you so much.
We love you, Paul.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do. It's true.
We
We
love
need to
her.
make
That's why we
her.
bully her.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a queen.
Osmanthus
Instead
wine
of
tastes the
giving out
same as I
Electroculus,
remember.
we just make memes out
But
of her.
where are those who share the memory?
Okay, wait, sorry. This whole time I didn't end stream actually. Were we officially saying goodbye?
Oh yeah, let's say bye.
We can say bye
Goodbyes are shit
now.
talking.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Goodbye. Have a good night or day or wherever.
See you all.
Have a
See
good
you.
day or night, y'all. Bye bye.